Obara ke na le COVID ke sa bona batho. Ya go tsama.
Good afternoon, councillors. I think we must settle down so that we can start. Just for your information, the ANC had requested a bit of some time. They should be here any time from now, but I think we should get started, see if we are a quorum, and while we are doing that, they should be coming back. Thank you.
Speaker, if there is a quorum, then surely the meeting can start because it's 20 past.
Officials, just check the quorum so that we can start.
Let's just start. Speaker,
Are the numbers confirmed? After that, we'll also wish to ask for an official caucus so that it might be noted, and then we can go to our joint coalition caucus.
You can only ask that after the meeting.
On a point of order. You don't have a right to ask me order on what? You are not a speaker. Stop being Chacharak, Chief. I'm raising a point of order. I'm raising a point of order. So I'm not your friend. Don't come here with your attitude here. Fuck off, man. I'm not scared of you, all of you. You can line up here. I'm not scared of you. All of you combined, line up from here. You think you are special, line up from here. You think there's something special about you. Yeah. I'm rising on a point of order, Speaker. There's no meeting that is open here. Yes, this is not a meeting, and I'm calling order on that.
Point of order, Speaker. I want Councillor Ramabode to withdraw his statement, the foul language that he has just used. It is not acceptable. If he does not withdraw, I request it to be referred to the rules and ethics.
Councillors, please, councillors. Councillor Ramabut. The meeting has not officially started. They are establishing a quorum.
So, Speaker, if I call him a moron, would that...
It's dark, this thing, eh? What is the issue? What is the issue? It's dark. Dark? Are you
Yeah, much better now.
Thank you very much, Speaker. I'm referring you to Section 5 of, I know that the meeting is not open, but in terms of the code of conduct, you have called a council that was supposed to sit at 2 o'clock. We are now on 27 minutes past 2 o'clock. I'm asking you to go straight to the rules and check if we are within the rules of council. Thank you.
Now I'm surprised. You called for this meeting. Now you want to adjourn it.
Speaker, can I just ask that officials don't forget the people online as well, the councillors online.
Speaker, you have called a meeting for 2 o'clock. What are the rules saying? What time must the meeting start? If you check the time that you have called the meeting, can we apply the rules so that we don't end up doing wrong things? Because we are going to engage in very serious reports here, including reports of committees and acting speaker and all that. So we don't need to be clumsy on approaching this arrangement. And can you please protect me from these howlers. When with a small suit, of some madala of the DA, a white madala, who gave you inverted clothes, very small suit of Tony Leon. Eh? Tony Leon gave you a suit, useless. Councillors, you would recall that just the cut-off time arrived. I indicated that the ANC had asked for an extended time, which interrupted the start of the meeting. So that is the view in line with the rules and orders. So they asked me, and I agreed, and they are now entering. Officials, can you confirm the quorum so that we can proceed? Okay, councillors, I think you can now settle down. Let's settle down, councillors, so we can officially start with the agenda. Thank you very much. Let's settle down, councillors. Let's settle down, councillors. We allowed you excess time, and now you are way above your time.
Let's settle down, councillors. Thank you. Thank you very much, councillors, for settling down. Okay, councillors, let's please settle down. Thank you. Thank you, Councillor Matebula, for settling down. Thank you very much. I think we are just about to start. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. We are a quorum, and I think we can start our meeting. Let's start with item 1, which is the opening by prayer and meditation. Honorable councillors, due notice was given of this special council meeting. We are a quorum, and I therefore declare this meeting duly constituted. I trust that all councillors have signed the attendance register for this meeting. Kindly note that it is of critical importance that you sign the attendance register. If you do not sign the attendance register, you will be marked as absent from this meeting in the minutes. May we now begin with our council meeting, please. Can we please observe a moment of silence in prayer or meditation? Amen. Honorable councillors, this council meeting will be conducted in compliance with COVID-19 regulations. Let us please ensure that we must wear our masks, regularly sanitize our hands, and maintain at least a 1 meter social distancing. Honorable councillors, I have received requests from the following councillors to join the council meeting via MS Teams. 1. J. Deploy, Y. Zumba, R. Fori, Inel, Y. Duvenage, S. Mutale, L. Grace Har, S. Mars, A. Mayor, C. Neft, P. Mtimunye, Tapelo Mkhale, and then lastly, Odwa Nontunun. I have allowed these requests. Thank you. Yes, let's start with Alderman Malek and then Councillor Ramabut, in that order. Thank you.
No, thank you, Speaker. It is, we must firstly indicate that it was not out of disrespect that we arrived after time. We requested Councillor Marishan to communicate our delay, which primarily is born out of the late release of the agenda and the meeting notice, that we could have used the weekend just to notify us that we're going to have a meeting. It would have made it appropriate for us to prepare thoroughly and be here on time. We apologize on that score. Secondly, one of our councillors, she's in Durban. She's requesting to join the meeting online. She thought she'll have a flight to come and join us. Unfortunately, Councillor Tangi Mohale is not here. She's requesting to be added on the MS Teams platform. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Alderman Malek. You'll process that through the Chief Whip, but it's Mohale, right? Yes. We accept that she participates on MS Teams. Let's have Councillor Ramabud, and then I will have yes. I will have yes.
So thank you, Speaker. We are requesting that our two councillors who have indicated that they are going to log online must be assisted, because it looks like they are struggling and some of them are traveling on their way. But Pilot Matlala also from the EFF, I don't know if the Chief Whip didn't receive the notice. Yeah, we are giving you a notice because you called us late. So Pilot Matlala is going to want to log online. So we gave you time here in this council, but because of your party, multi-party politics, you are fighting for this cake. You are fighting very harsh. You are fighting like you can kill each other. You even failed to call a meeting on time. So we are. Yeah, but you must call him to order that one. This is not your farm. No. So we are requesting that you next time when we give you a task, because council gave you a task and they even gave you 7 days, but you choose just to tell us yesterday. Some of the people have family bereavements and all that, so next time, please, we are not idling like these ones. They have accumulated enough money from apartheid regime. We are still struggling, so we are not idling. We have other things to do. So please give us enough time, because these ones own some shares. They sit in foundations. There's nothing that they do. They sit at home there with their dogs. There's nothing that they do.
I'm raising on a point of order that I request Councillor Ramabodu on his unbecoming language and also allegations that is being thrown to this side of the coalition be withdrawn. Secondly, Speaker, to echo the very sentiment that was being advanced by Alderman Maulek on the issue of preparation, As a coalition, there were other issues that we couldn't finalize, particularly on the issue, item number 1, on the electoral committee and the establishment of the ward committees. We were still on it, and therefore we stopped that we come inside, but to ask for 10 minutes caucus, that we can just refurnish what we were on.
Thank you. Sorry, I got my voice is fine. Thank you. Speaker, this man raised on a point of order. And on that point of order, he never indicated exactly which one Ramabodi is supposed to withdraw. And then on the same platform, he continued on something else. Please, Speaker, we cannot double point of order together with the speech here. Thank you.
You are right, it's not correct. So, Alderman Malek, no, thank you very much. I think we have now captured the names, and it must be on record that Mohale it's allowed to participate on MS Teams, and then the EFF councillors there will be assisted to make sure that they are also able to participate. Thank you very much. Let me just finish this part so that we can proceed. I have also noted that once I finish this part, I'll grant the caucus that you have asked for, Councillor Malo. Thank you very much. Let me just do this. His Worship, the Executive Mayor, Honorable Chief Kekana and his entourage, Honorable Chief Machangu and his entourage, members of the Mayoral Committee, Leader of the Executive Business, Chief Whip of Council, Chair of Chairs, Chairpersons of Section 79 committees, leaders of all political parties represented in Council, Honorable Councillors, officials, members of the press, I welcome you to this special Council meeting. Let's proceed quickly to the applications for leave of absence. Honorable Councillors, for purpose of informing Council, in as far as leave of absence for Councillors from this special Council meeting is concerned, I will now call on the Chief Whip of Council to present to Council the approved leave of absence of Councillors. Chief Whip of Council.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, the following councillors have been approved in line with our city's processes in acquiring leave of absence. Councillor Rubesta Manhik, AIC leave, Councillor Philip Nell, DA sick leave, and Councillor Lex Wilberg, RCT leave. I will then not mention Councillor Pilot Matlala if he then joins online. Then councillors who arranged to arrive late, Councillor Ziyanda Zwane, IFP, to arrive at 1500 hours, and then councillors requested to leave early, Councillor S. Mabotsa of Good to leave at 1530, and Councillor M. Nzwanana, ATM, to leave at 1800 hours if we're not done yet. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you so much, Chief Whip of Council. Let's proceed to C, which is official notices. There is none. Yes, Councillor Amabu.
Forgot to capture. Councillor Ramabodu will leave earlier. You are a joke, all of you. And your kids understand that very well, and your grandchildren.
Thank you very much, Councillor Ramabodu. You will leave early. What time, maybe, perhaps, so that we can keep.
It will around 11 o'clock at night. Yeah.
Speaker, I have a
Chief Whip.
No, I was joking. I said I received a request from the councillor for 1600 hours.
All right. No, thank you very much. D, which is unopposed proposals by the Speaker, and other proposals allowed by the Speaker, there is none. E, matters for consideration. Honorable Councillors, at our previous ordinary council meeting of the 31st of March 2022, Council agreed that a special council meeting be convened for purposes of consideration of the matter on the allegations leveled against the Speaker of Council. However, Council needs to also consider a report on the appointment of the acting Speaker, who will act as a Speaker whenever the Speaker is unavailable or unable to execute his or her functions. Council has also, in the previous meeting, referred back a report from my office on the appointment of the Electoral Committee to oversee ward committee elections processes for corrections and updating. I have allowed this report to enable the process of establishing ward committees to start as ward committees are crucial for deepening participatory democracy. Now, before I start with the agenda, I will therefore want to grant, is it 10 minutes? 15 minutes caucus break. Thank you. of our court. It expresses the competency. While applying immediately favor
No. Ya bona ke gone e dumela go loga in. Ke gona e dumela go loga in. Ke re ke gona e dumela go loga in ke a go bona.
Speaker. But one occupies 15 minutes when we let hour.
Bueno, va para la garra man.
I know it's a repalla. I know what.
Ya, va a rera kwa speaker. Let's settle down, councillors. Councillor McCulling, you got 3 times the time you asked for, and it is way too much.
Councillors, let's settle down, please. Councillor McCulling, in terms of section 6A, please report back to Council.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. We are back from caucus and we are going to proceed as the agenda it is. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, councillors. I'm proceeding with the reports to council. Thank you. Settle down, councillors. Councillors, settle down. Thank you, Doc. Okay, I'm proceeding with our index. Item number 1, Office of the Speaker. Settle down, councillors. Councillor McCulling, are you settling down? Are you leaving? Let's settle down. Thank you. You just got back. MMC Tau, MMC Andrea, MMC Matebe, please settle down. Thank you very much. Okay. Item number 1 from the Office of the Speaker, reconstitution of the Electoral Committee in terms of Section 79 of the Local Government Municipal Structures Act 1998, Act 117 of 1998 to oversee the process of electing ward committee members and approval of the appointment of the independent electoral body. Report on page 3 to 7 with recommendations on page 7. I have 2 speakers here lined up, and I will start with the EFF. 3 minutes, EFF, Councillor Ramabut.
Speaker, maybe we are not on the same page. What are they saying? These comrades, they are not even comrades, sorry. These councillors, they have asked for a 15 minutes caucus. They went for 45 minutes. We want to understand, are we undermined here? Are we here to observe this multi-party going up and down here? Can we be respected, please? We know that they don't respect us. They undermine us. The only thing that is important is them, because everything is about them. So they can't undermine us like that. They must account that, is it correct to go and call for a caucus for 15 minutes, then they go for 45 minutes and it's business as usual? Then this thing, it's a joke, it's a circus. Let's continue like that. Let this ones of ours, this black party on this side, on my right, let it call for our caucus. It's a circus. Then the white party can call 15 minutes and go for 45. They are a white party, by the way. You are white, all of you there. You are...
Okay, thank you. No, councillors, settle down. I've been asking you to settle down. Now, when Whip McCulling reported back, you were busy going up and down. And exactly, because you were busy going up and down. But I had ruled on that. But Councillor McCulling, I think in view of the respect of this council, a lot of councillors didn't hear you. So if you don't mind, I've opened the report, and you see, it's also, we are going back and forth. But for the respect of this house, please, can you just take this house into confidence? I had said you asked for 15 minutes, the grace period 3 times. It's more than grace, so please.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. For the decorum of this house, I'm not going to repeat my report, because Ramabodu was here to ask Abel Tau for Councillor Ramabodu was here to ask Councillor Tau for some food. And therefore, I was disturbed even during his presence here. I tried to call him to order, but he couldn't listen. So it's very important that the decorum of the house, when you call it from someone else, even yourself, you must make sure that you do that. So it couldn't be right, and you have already ruled on that. So I'm going to persuade you also, Speaker, to be consistent with the rules. You have ruled on the matter. We are on the next item. Let's move. Thank you.
We are moving. Thank you very much. The item is on page 3 to 7 with recommendations. I'm moving, I've ruled, I'm moving forward. I've ruled you cannot entertain point of information after. Okay. Let me start with Councillor Mchongo and then Alderman Maleke in that order. Thank you.
Speaker, the only reason Councillor Makaling doesn't want to repeat is because he said a lot of nothing. So he's embarrassed to say it on speaker while all councillors are paying attention. So let's just accept a lot of nothing is just said and then we continue because they've got nothing to offer, by the way. Thank you.
Alderman Maleke, please.
No, thanks, Speaker. I believe that as much as we disagree with people, we must respect them. Therefore, Councillor Ramabodu says, we waited here. The requested time was 10 minutes. We waited for 45 minutes. Can we be finished with reasons for the delay? Otherwise, all of us will move. And whether you ring the bell or not, we'll remain outside. Therefore, accord us respect, as much as we want respect. Therefore, Councillor Makalim fails on his responsibility to explain the delay. It's a respect to people. Whether there was food or no food, we waited here for 10 minutes. It passed, you rang the bell. I was listening, I never moved from here. But what Councillor Ramabodu was asking, it's a pertinent question that requires a response. Therefore, let's respond to that. Don't be, Speaker, instructed by Councillor Makalim on what to do. You said to him, explain what you said earlier. He says to you, I can't explain it. And when I want to move forward, it doesn't work like that. You are the chair of the session. You asked him a question, he must respond to what you asked.
Councillor Makaling, please just apologize to the House so that we can move forward. I think it's fair. Just apologize and then we move forward. Thank you.
Chief Whip, the Speaker. First and foremost, I'm persuaded by people who bring argument respectfully. And equally above that,
Councillor Mchongo. No, councillors. No. Councillors. I have made a statement. He's responding to it. Listen to him. Don't be impatient. Councillor Marishana, don't be impatient with him. Let's hear him out. Thank you. Take us forward, Councillor Makaling, please.
we apologize on behalf of the Joint Coalition Caucus for the delay that we have caused to Council. Further to that, we request that other caucuses which persuade us to stand in line with our rules and orders be consistent also, not only to ask it from other people, but live by it and also to make sure that others can see it from you. I'm persuaded, we apologize. Thank you very much.
Thank you, councillors. Apology accepted. Councillors, yeah, thank you, Councillor Ramabut. We must move each other forward. Okay, let's start with Councillor Ramabut. You are speaker number 1, 3 minutes, EFF, fighter.
No, thank you very much, Speaker. This report that you have tabled here, the EFF caucus is of the view that the report must go back because we're of the view that we don't have bylaws yet on what committees. And we wonder what is the hurry all about to bring this report in council. We're asking council to return the report back and conclude the issue of bylaws. And after we've concluded, we will bring this report to council for consideration. But for now, I don't think there's any pressure or legislation that push us to rush this report as this council. So I'm pursuing you, councillors, that let's return this report. We will bring it back after we are done with the bylaws. That's the submission of the EFF. Thank you.
Yeah. Alderman Malik. Oh, sorry. Executive Mayor, point of information.
Speaker, what Councillor Ramaphosa just said would have been correct if this electoral committee was being established in terms of the bylaws, which we haven't passed in council yet. But this electoral committee is not being established in terms of bylaws. It's being established in terms of Section 79 of the Municipal Structures Act. So that provision entitles us to establish the committee. In the meanwhile, while we're still busy passing the bylaws, the ward committee bylaws. Thank you, Dr. Speaker.
Share of chairs.
Thank you. Yes. No, Speak. I thought you were going to deal with before you deal with the mayor, you'll deal with insisting that Councillor Ramaphosa must table an amendment. In essence, he wanted to amend, to remove all the recommendations and put up a new amendment. Therefore, we're supposed to deal with that because in his oral submission, he made an amendment to the recommendations. I thought we'll deal with that before we make submissions, Chair.
Let me also, you see the reason why I wanted to take you there, I thought you would also talk to, but the mayor has actually preempted my response in a way. Let me explain precisely the function of this committee that we want to establish. We have a bylaw already, which based on evaluation, we realized it has some gaps. Now, the function amongst others of this committee will be to process. We have had the engagements, remember, with the different wards. We now have responses from different wards. They need to be processed so that they can constellate to a bylaw that must come back here. Now, we need a committee to do that. That is why we need this committee, executive mayor, to process all these responses which the chairs have gathered as we were doing, our ward committee engagements, public participation process. So that is precisely why we need to establish it before the bylaw, and also empowered by Section 79. So that's the point. So I'm not sure whether we need to go ahead and entertain an amendment, because it will defeat that purpose. That's precisely why we need to have this committee, so that they can finalize all the comments, then the bylaw can come here, then we send to province, then a promulgate, and then the council approves in that particular fashion. Does it clear why we need this committee? Yes. Thank you very much, Alderman Malek.
No, thanks, Speaker. When reports are tabled in council, Speaker, or they're placed in the agenda, when the executive wants to withdraw reports, let them have decency of explaining reasons why reports are withdrawn. Because this report was in the last council meeting, and it will help Chief Whip that we are taking into confidence what are the reasons for the withdrawal so that we can prepare. Juxtapose this report against what it would be a new report and see whether those changes that you have explained are carried into the report. Therefore, this report was withdrawn. I don't know for what reason. I don't know whether this report is it's as similar as the previous one. It helps because we read through reports. And when there's on the basis of hastiness, they are withdrawn here and we don't understand. Take us through why you are withdrawing these reports. The issue of my sole point on the report, Speaker, it is with regard to the share of allocation of seats. We should not be mechanical on reasons why we allocate 5 seats, 2 seats, 3 seats somewhere. There should be consistency. There will be a report somewhere in the 3 reports where we are allocating multi-party 2 reports, 2 seats, I'm sorry. And you don't understand what is the reason there. Somewhere you give them 1. You give ANC equal vote, equal seats to DA, which is wrong. Look at this report against the report of 2016-21. You will see that DA got 6 seats, we got 5, because we were a second biggest party in council. We are the biggest party. The 15 seats were mechanically made so that we can be equal to the DA. We want 16 seats in this council so that ANC can get 6 seats and DA can get 5. So they can feel the importance of going around and garnering important numbers out of the electorate. Therefore, we can't be same as DA because of this 15. It is not necessarily for effectiveness of committees, but it was also mechanically made to accommodate DA so that it can be equal to the ANC. It should not work like that. ANC is a majority party in this country. It must get enough votes, enough seats to compensate on the outcomes of votes. Otherwise, we welcome the report. That committee must be there in place so that we can have vote committees. It has been a 5 difficult years of not having one of the constitutional mandates of having vote committees. Thank you.
Alderman Malek, are you now proposing amendment of the number?
Not necessarily, Chair, for now. We need to move on with this. That report was passed in some 3 councils back. But I'm saying let's look at that number. There's an important part of why elections outcomes are read and published. The ANC is the biggest party here in this council. It must be treated as such. We can't be meshed so that the DA can feel comfortable in terms of outcomes. Because you look at these numbers, they look at what the ANC should get. They look at EFF, they give them 2. They look at multi-party, they give them 1, so that it can be about 8 votes. And they balance themselves into the coalition. It is wrong to do that. Thank you.
Chair of Chess.
Thank you, Speaker. I appreciate the view of Councillor Alderman Maluleka that we do continue with this. It's not 5 years, it's more than 5 years that we've been without ward committees. We need to allow our people to speak out. So this is very important. We don't say, and what is going to lead and govern this whole process is going to be the bylaw. So this is about to be established. Just to assist is that this committee must also deal with the bylaw. I believe all the additions that was asked for during public participation, that has now been included in the current copy of the bylaw. So that will go to I think it's scheduled for about the 17th of this month. Will go to this committee if it is elected, if it is in existence. They will look at it and they will work on it. And really, we hope that we can come back with the completed copy of the bylaw and have it at our next meeting end of April, so that the people can be allowed to speak out there. I know we can later discuss the numbers. I really appreciate Councillor Maluleka's or Alderman Maluleka's insistence on let's go forward. So please, I ask that we continue with this as is and don't defer. Thank you.
As recommended. Thank you. Item number 2 from the Office of the Speaker. Oh yes, Councillor Ramon.
No, we are fine. We are persuaded because we are not like them. So we want to understand the issue of looking on the numbers. When is the alderman there proposing that it must be dealt with? Can he elaborate? Because we don't want false promises here. But we in principle, it can pass. We are going to pass many things of you, comrades. Don't worry, we are not like you. We want you to govern, enjoy while it's last.
Chief Whip, Chair of Chess.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We cannot just accept as recommended, and I really appreciate Councillor Ramabodi's assistance in this. But point number 2, there's a blank, and I would like to nominate chair, because I think it's important to have one of our chairs who's who's available to assist with this. Councillor Chair Dana Vandenberg, to chair this committee. This committee will actually be an ad hoc committee. That's one of the changes. That's why we referred it back. Point number 1, recommendation 1 says ad hoc section 79 electoral committee. Nobody's going to be paid extra for this. It's no additional chair, and I think that's important. But we would like to add that Chair Dana Vandenberg as the person to chair it, for the simple reason that this committee is not as active at this very moment. But please, can we please continue with this and with that addition, and so that we can establish the committees. Thank you.
Councillor Skoso.
Chair, can I ask for a 15 minutes caucus?
Speaker, let me dispose with this amendment, and then we'll grant 15 minutes caucus. Hey? Yes, Councillor Ramon.
Speaker, you know, we don't understand how this council understands council, and he's been here for a long time. Now, we are busy dealing with a matter here. There's an item on the table. We are even about to exhaust this item. We are done. We have consensus. We've agreed that this item must pass. The guy with a small suit there, he just stand up and say, caucus. Then what must happen with this item? What must happen? Because we are almost done. No, man, teach this guy, man. DA, can you reshuffle? There are white guys who can take this thing. Reshuffle them, man. Ish. This is disgusting, man. Speaker.
They won't give you anything.
Speaker, can I draw attention, please? Speaker, thank you. Speaker, I just want you to be very decisive on this 15 minutes break. And we need to agree as a council here that if they are going to exceed 15 minutes, there must be a consequence. Because we warn them now and then they apologize. If you grant them, use your discretion, it's okay. But there must be consequences if they exceed. Can we agree on that one, Speaker? Thank you.
In addition, we are collaborating here. So if within 15 minutes they don't come here, we continue. You are a speaker there. You don't go with them to a caucus. We must agree here, we are a council, that they've asked for a caucus of 15 minutes. And if they are not here within 15 minutes, we continue with council. We are not going to be held hostage by these people. The incompetency of these ones. They are fighting for a cake there, fighting to appoint city manager, fighting for Jojo tanks, fighting for everything. Yes, I have never seen such a lousy government.
Okay, I now have an amendment that council appoints Councillor Dana Vandenberg, Councillor Makaling. Councillor Makaling. Councillor Makaling. Can we conclude this item? Dana Vandenberg as the chairperson of the Section 79 Electoral Committee, recommended by Alderman IP Duploy, signed, seconded by M. Mihlape Zimu, signed. As amended? Thank you. 15 minutes caucus break. Strict.
Speaker, the item he wanted to caucus on is gone. He's not getting anything. I told him next. I accept, just move on.
Sizwe, kono birjo ko kasela. Bono rushiana bya. Oh,
caucus ke ya bana ba PEM. Like me, you are going on a caucus.
I don't know. You see what you guys did? Russia, when there was 15 minutes running out, they will hurry up. Then they went to do that.
He doesn't engage. He's not even involved anymore.
Yeah, 10 minutes left. No, but no, but they not done because we said that this is how we are the same government. That's what I said to my partner. I said, how can I say no? I say that. You cannot say this. What about you? That's why I do that. So,
Good shot.
I don't know.
I think it's lip eyes.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Okay.
I need lip eyes.
Okay. I don't have money, so you're gonna have to give me that. I'm gonna explain for David.
I don't have cash.
Oh, shit.
Oh, it's fine.
Okay.
Yes.
Are you going to Woolies? Are you going to Woolies?
Yes.
Can I please get lip eyes? Yes, please. Possibly. Thank you.
Yo, out of all the requests,
Anyone, just lip eyes. Or Zambak or something.
just I'll give you the flavor. Just a small popcorn, the smallest box of popcorn or anything. So you sent out all the emails. So like 30 something of the surveys. When you save all of those little memes, like it's not easy to find. But this girl is nonsense. Actually, there's a WhatsApp. I saw the last day where it said like, okay. Is your camera on? You pressed it. I cannot say it. Corre. Sharp, we can part. Sharp, I'm not very much can say. And we mess up for the second time. Maran you look at what's that? Eh, rather than go to say that I'm absent at all. I get out of how do you think apology? You wrote a letter on Navalena. Eh, I want to do apology. Eh, who can say not a man of fatalities? Eh, why be so?
I wrote me to apology last time. I don't know try about the apology. I wrote me for 5 minutes to have it. I say natural. I thought you plus. I guess try to what you do.
Speaker, 15 minutes. It's meeting, Speaker. Go to your chair. 15 minutes, let's proceed.
Come and know if you want to speak.
Speaker, what position your COP? It's important that we must also get the position of COP in this council.
Hayi ubuyile usizwe speaker singarakela phambili. Ubuyile ijali libuyile Skhosana. Yamfana kagogo udosa abamhlophe ngempumulo bukhali yo. Ya ukhali mfana kagogo ngiyakuhlonipha ngamajali sinje mfana kagogo. Beduze ngikuhelebhe bari uthola isude ekulinganako urababona akwazi ukudlala ngawe njeni.
Kwari. Spinga xi ko duwa vo makwarela. A swi ko duwa vo makwarela.
Speaker, a re thome man. Re mošomone ga gape. A re ko thoma. 15 minutes yo fela we.
Hey, you always switching it around. No, just to prevent them from talking.
It's 15 minutes on the dot. The bell is rung. Let's settle down. Let's settle down. Councillors. Oh. Can we settle down? It's 15 minutes, 59 seconds. Councillor, settle down. Councillor Sizwe, do you want to address the House?
It's office. Dr. Sibuyile sisihlebile njenge-action essay. Uma uJackie Ace uza kulandela after thina. Thank you.
Councillor Ace.
My apologies, Speaker. I could unfortunately not understand what Sizwe was saying. I might have a son with the name Tabo, but I can't understand.
Can we proceed with the meeting? Item number 2. Item number 2. Appointment of a councillor to act as a speaker in cases where the speaker is not available. Raise up your hand if you want to speak. Yes, Councillor Alderman Erasmus.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. On this very point, we would like to request a 20-minute caucus. 6A. Thank you.
Speaker. Point of order. 20 minutes caucus break granted. Thank you. Yes, we are being abused now. Hey, Mahua,
Festival of ngatsho mina ngathi umtshado onganankomo unje ngisabuyelela umtshado onganankomo
Speaker. Speaker, arisuri ke tlala mo.
hey uthini na umtshado onganani
Speaker, arisuri ke tlala mo.
lay fat and set straight lay fat and set
We are now action essay. I agree, my. Yeah, let's have my friend.
Komori Bafana. Bafana. Komori Bafana. Awuditshile ngathi kumtshado. Yebo.
point
15 minutes.
Thank you very much, councillors. Let's settle down, councillors. Let's settle down. Let's settle down, councillors. Thank you very much, Councillor Rambau. Thank you, Councillor Sizwe. Let's settle down. Thank you. Alderman Erasmus, please address the House.
Honorable Speaker and Honorable House, Council, thank you for the opportunity to have this caucus. We had a lengthy debate. We had some new insights as well, and we would really like to respect this House. That's why we stick to the time.